I'm about to share with you one of my master hacks for becoming a faster writer. Now, I'll warn you, as with everything, it's a process, and it took me 3 weeks to refine my process. However, in the fall of 2015, I first began recording myself, so using text-to-speech software or even recording audio files and then having those transcribed. And it took me a while to get into a system that really worked, but it sped me up by at least 3 times. So I became 3 times faster just by training myself to get into this mindset. Now, I don't always record myself instead of actually typing. Certain projects require, typing one word at a time. My academic work is a great example of that. There's just too many different factors to consider to try to record myself. But when I'm doing a blog, one thing I might do is I might make it a YouTube video, and then we get that transcribed and edited, and we'll use it as a text blog for SEO purposes. I also record a lot of the things I work on for my clients because it makes me faster. And it is going to take time to get into a groove with recording yourself instead. So I have a very particular process that I use. I have a transcriptionist who is on my virtual assistant staff, who we've worked together since I began this process in the fall of 2015. You can also use various apps and tools, and I'll share those with you after I explain how this works. So recording yourself is an extremely useful skill to have because we talk much faster than we can write. Even my fastest typing cannot keep up with how many words I can fit into a recorded audio file. So let's say that I'm aiming to write a 700-word blog. I already know that it's going to take me between 4 and 5 minutes of audio recording time to get the material down that I need, because I've done this so many times. I know it's about 3 minutes of me talking to get a 500-word blog. What I do after that point is you can use a transcription service like rev.com. It's $1 a minute for them to transcribe it. You can also work with a transcriptionist of your own. Or there's a great service that was referred to me recently called CopyTalk. You can pay, I think it's $70 or $80 a month. You'll need to check on that because that's accurate as of the time of this recording only. And you can call into a number or use their mobile app and record voice files of up to 4 minutes. It's unlimited with that. I believe you can keep pressing pound and record up to 20 minutes if you call into the phone line as opposed to the app itself. And then that will come back to you as an email. So yes, you're going to have to do some editing after the fact, and I'll share with you how I do that with my transcriptionist. But recording yourself is still a very useful skill to have, because for me to type out a 700-word blog, it's going to take me at least 20 or 30 minutes to be able to do that. Whereas if I have all of my topics selected and I've already done my research, when I actually record myself, it's a lot faster. So it's still very beneficial. Just because we talk faster than we can write, it makes sense for you to at least try this in the situations where you can use it. And even if you're using something like a text-to-speech software like Dragon, it's not going to be perfect. Another tool that's actually free is inside Google Docs. You can connect your microphone and speak, and it will transcribe as you go. Again, not going to be perfect. They're going to mess up some words. They're not going to put punctuation in the right place unless you speak it. However, it's good for if you do have problems with carpal tunnel. The amount of words that I write makes it necessary for me to speak, because I just could probably not type all of these words without having serious pain and problems. Now, it did take me a total of 6 weeks to master recording and then using those as blogs. However, ever since then, I have been in a rhythm where I do this all the time. I have 1 hour of recording time blocked every morning to work on things for my clients or for myself. And again, it's because I've done that research previously. It's because I've selected those topics previously. But it works really well and has saved me a tremendous amount of time. And the money that I invest in having these things transcribed is so small. Like, imagine that you're writing a 500-word blog and it took you 3 minutes to record it, and let's say you upload it somewhere and it's rev.com and it's $1 a minute. You paid $3 to have that transcribed, but you didn't type it. So once you consider in all the time that you spent to select the topics, record it, and do minor editing on the back end, $3 is practically nothing, right? So what I actually do is rev.com has a free mobile app, and I record voice files in there directly. The timer is running, so you can see about how long it's been to tell whether it's been enough. The same thing with the CopyTalk mobile app, or if you're on the phone with CopyTalk. Then my Rev.com app is connected to Dropbox, so I upload it to a Dropbox folder where my transcriptionist and I work out of. Now you could also upload it to Rev directly and have them transcribe it for you for $1 a minute. You could upload it to Dropbox and then share that file with somebody else if you wanted to. I will sometimes even do this if I have a bunch of ideas and I need one of my virtual assistants to sort through what I'm saying and to like listen to me and come up with a typewritten document. So there's so many ways that recording yourself can work. But I use a Dropbox folder. We have kind of an open folder where I will drop everything I need her to do and name it, which is something you can do in the Rev app. Like even if you're not using Rev as the transcription service, you can use the Rev app to record the files and upload them to Dropbox. And that's what I do most of the time. And then my transcriptionist will take it and she will put the completed file in a separate folder. And then we have a file for old storage of the audio files if we need to go back or if something got missed. She records probably 10 to 20 audio files for me a day. So we use a numerical system. I will put a number at the front of my file to indicate whether I want it to be transcribed a particular day of the week. 1 is Monday and so on. And then she will dump it back in the completed file with that exact same name tag. So for me, it makes it really easy because I put that hour of recording time in, I upload all my recorded files, and then the next day I go in and download them and edit them. So this is a great way to build into that batching schedule as well, right? Because if I want to edit a blog tomorrow, I need to get it to the transcriptionist today. That's the system we've set up. If you use something like Rev, they will usually, if you upload in the morning, your turnaround time for something shorter is probably going to be, maybe 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. If you're uploading it later in the day, it can take longer. CopyTalk can take a while if you've put a lot of files in there. Usually within 6 hours, you're going to get an email directly back with the completed text. But this is a great way to build that batching in because it forces me to always be a day ahead. If I'm delivering something on Wednesday, I'm recording it and uploading it Tuesday because that's how my transcriptionist and I work. I get everything uploaded for her for the following morning that she's going to complete by 9 p.m. the night before. And that works really well because then the next day I'm up and I'm done with the kind of writing process and I'm ready to jump into editing. And I got at least 3 times faster by implementing these tools. Yes, it takes a ton of time, but it's very beneficial once you train yourself to do it. Again, tweak it, play around with it to make sure that it works for you. Once I realized the amount of time I could save with this, even investing in a transcriptionist, I was sped up tremendously. I could take on more work, less carpal tunnel. I was more organized because I needed to batch. So this is really a master hack if you're willing to try implementing it. And you don't even have to do it for all of your writing. You can do it for some of your writing, and it is still an extremely effective tool.